Alright, and welcome to, I think this might actually be the first Let's Play I've done on my PlayStation 5 for a PS5 game. It might actually be the first Let's Play I've done on my PS5 at all. It's been over a year since I actually got the console. Wow. Anyway, if you couldn't tell, we're playing Pacific Drive, and as you can see in the top right, I think, I have Whispers in the Woods. Just came out a few days ago. I went and beat it. Um, Now, I'm a bit of an old veteran of the Pacific Drive game, if you couldn't tell by me basically flashing my hours there. I've played this game probably more than necessary, considering I also have like 120 hours-ish on the Steam version through GeForce Now. Yeah, that's what we're going to be playing. But first of all, some words of advice to any people who are getting into this game. You can turn the FOV up, because by default, it feels like you're wearing horse blinders. Might be a hot take. I like being able to see. Also, yeah, all my recordings are in 720p, 30 FPS. I would put it higher, but I hit 80% CPU utilization at this level of quality, and this isn't even the highest I can make it at 720p. So I have to apologize about that. But yeah, no. Oh yeah, isn't there a setting in here I need to turn on if I'm streaming the game or recording it? Same thing. Oh yeah, I have this on. Also auto-saving, that's new. Must be under... Oh no, duh. It's under audio. Streamer safe mode. Yeah. Yep, that should be good. So I will be playing the full story, and I won't be playing it on Pacific Drive. That's what my main save's on. Well, actually, it's on a modified version of this. Yeah, I'm gonna tweak Nuclear Journey real quick. Because yeah, these numbers are fine. Give or take. Yeah, I am leaving this in just so you can see. Yeah, this is fine. I suppose that's gonna be a problem if I even try the expeditions before. I just remember they overwrite that anyway. Okay, so turning that up makes it come faster. Okay, that is how it goes. Oh yeah, faster nights. I always leave that on. Works. I'm gonna set that to forgiving because I am gonna be doing the Whispers in the Woods stuff. Enhance. That. Funny one. Display artifact activity without text. Oh, I can make it full text. Huh. I can turn off Moz, and okay, that's actually funny. Oh, that goes up on higher difficulties. Good to know. And with that, we're ready. I said with that, thank you. It's worth mentioning that when Whispers in the Woods came out, this game got a performance update that seems to have made it run a little worse. I have no idea how it runs without the DLC, because I bought the DLC as soon as I woke up and saw it was out. In 1947, the Olympic Peninsula became the staging ground for a promising new technology. As rumors of its utopian creation spread, so did stories about overnight evacuations, unfelt disappearances, and unnatural encounters. In 1955, the government walled off a section of the peninsula to establish the Olympic Exclusion Zone. For 30 years, the zone's borders grew until the government withdrew and sealed every access point. What happened inside was never disclosed. Spooky, innit? Also, I'm still working on the audio balancing. So it is going to get refined a bit as I play. In fact... Oh, no, no. Even if I get okay, if I get really loud, I'll hit the red zone. Alright, so first of all, every time I've tried recording this game, the series has never actually gotten to YouTube or taken off for whatever reason. And it shows off every time. This game has a photo mode. It didn't have one when it came out. And stuff up here in the front of the van, you can see. Like, you can see if I just turn over. I can look behind the van and you can see through here. See, they didn't really care if it's floating because you were probably never meant to see this. But speaking of things you were never meant to see, the van itself. Oh. There we go. That was easy. So what they did for this was they just took the station wagon. They'll find in like 20 minutes. That's probably a little on the. They took the station wagon I'll find in the near future, and they just fucking slapped this over it.
Through the snow.
And like I said, this game didn't have a photo mode when it first came out, so you were never meant to actually see that.
Rivers for spines between the dry pines of bones.
The game also has a cursor. I don't know if it's on by default. If it isn't, I turned it on.
You might have to think behind.
It only appears when you're not looking forward in the car.
You might have to think behind.
So I should probably explain a few things. So I will do the initial expedition when I'm presented with it, but I don't like the expedition mode. I can pull up a list later on. Or I can just pop over to my main save, because I'm up to expedition level 17. That's why I feel qualified to say I don't like the expeditions. The highest I ever got was expedition level 18, and it kicked me in the teeth. The problem with it was I'm not opposed to the game being hard. In fact, I actually prefer it, although I personally think Mechanics Journey, Olympic Gauntlet, and by extension Iron Wagon are total BS.
Ghost on the road.
My one experience with Iron Wagon was actually pretty similar to my experience with Expedition Level 18. I blew the engine, couldn't craft what I needed to repair it, and then I just died.
My heart froze.
How did I blow the engine, you ask? Well, it's very simple. I put the car in gear and started driving. That's it.
You might have to think behind.
Funnier about that is in my Iron Wagon attempt, I was actually driving on the stock engine, and it was my third time ever going into the zone. When I played this game for the first time on GeForce Now, I didn't upkick the engine until I was in the friggin' deep zone. I drove back from the deep zone crossing most of the way through the game, not using a carbureted engine, using the carbureted engine that was in the car when I started playing. On the expedition, I was using a carbureted engine. I believe one I had freshly crafted, and it just flew immediately on me with no warning. Wouldn't have happened if I'd been able to bring in a Turbolight engine. I don't know, I'm getting ahead of myself with the expeditions. Like, I'm just saying, I'm going to do the default one. I don't know if you have to for Whispers in the Woods, but they both use the Zeddy system, so it's a safe bet. Besides, I like the concept of the expeditions. Sorry if it seems like I'm rambling, but I've seen this section more times than I care to count. And it's mostly just me driving forward, although anomalous stuff is happening. Anyway, get ready to meet the zone. Microsoft Clipchamp still works on my computer. Maybe I should put some kind of warning on screen for that. Ah, who am I kidding? It'll take like 6 hours to render. Anyway, welcome to the Olympic exclusion zone. So, we haven't found out about it yet, the instability, although I think it's one of the advertised features. I just want to point out something real quick. You're going to find out just how impressive the instability is when the NPCs start talking about it. How do concrete walls contain it? Oh, so yeah, here's the fan. Currently up a creek without a paddle. As a little tip for the, anyone getting into this, I don't think you can take any meaningful damage until you reach the garage, even on Olympic Gauntlet and Iron Wagon. I can't test it with fall, like, there isn't anything worth, falling for. By the way, only time in the game you are strictly required to kick, unless you end up in some weird scenario from
Someone out there?
Alright, I'm gonna shut up and let these guys talk. Where's my...
I could have sworn I... never mind. Francis, the radar's acting up again. He was fucking tooling up this piece of junk years ago. Oh, signal. Yes, it's back. It's back. This is Tobias Barlow and Francis Cook, located in mid-zone Sector B. Do you read me? I'm picking up your distress signal in the outer zone. It looks like you're somewhere around Sector E. Hey, Francis, come here. Yes, it's urgent. Leave that interferometer alone for a second. Something is out there. Hey, we got a live one. Hey, do you copy? Hello? Hello? Is this thing working?
They don't have a transmitter. We won't hear a thing back.
Huh. But if they're stranded, could they, they're from outside? They're a breacher? Hey, how did you get through the barrier wall? No one's gotten into the zone in ages and lived to tell about it.
And if we don't get them to safety, this one won't either.
That's a good point. Hey, you're in serious danger. The instability's closing in, and it's gonna scramble you quicker than beef in a blender. Your closest shelter is a few miles east. Get there however you can, and be quick about it.
So I want to point out that he said a few miles east, and you're about to see that I'm not going to drive you remotely that far.
Spectrometer. I've seen that waveform before, but where? No kidding. Could it be? A remnant?
That can't be. There hasn't been one in decades.
Look at that spectral fingerprint and tell me that doesn't match the remnants exactly.
No. What we should be looking at is how fast this creature seems to be moving.
Huh. You know, if I didn't know better, I'd say they're going about the speed of a... No way, do not tell me. They found a remnant and it's a car this time? Holy cripes! No one's had working wheels in here for ages. Boy, I'm killed to know how combustion engines still chugging away out there.
Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. First, the breacher needs to get to safety. Then we can look into whether that car is a remnant or not.
In my heart of hearts, I already know. They're back, baby.
I try to pull a smart one and get closer to the garage entrance. For the record, I did not know there was a boat here. Also, I have to apologize if the audio is a little crackly. That did not come up during my test recording at all. Also, I will not be trying to talk over the NPCs, although I just want to point out, can't really see it through this headset. Yeah, your character just has this strapped to their face the whole game. I don't know, that gets super itchy if that were me.
The shop has been breached. You've got 5 seconds to get the hell out before I... Ow! My head. It's an emergency broadcast.
Hello, Attention, this message is for Dr. Ophelia Turner. We sent a breach into your garage on official zone business. Now, we have it on very good authority that this person is in possession of a remnant, which has taken the form of a car, and, well,
Check off the remnant thing. She's not gonna care.
right, like I said, super official zone business. Protocol, demands that you keep them alive until we can get them to safety. Now, if you do not comply, I will occupy this broadcast channel with a recitation of the entire collection of poems I've personally written. That's 10 years and 17 volumes, and...
Cover that voice, cause like a nail gun to the skull. So, another breacher, huh? How do you outsiders not understand that Arda didn't build that 300-meter wall out there for fun? Unless you're one of the unfortunates who got zapped through. Wait, I just remembered. I don't give a damn why or how you got here. You're trespassing, and I'd kindly like you to get the hell out of my zone. Unfortunately, the barrier wall is as fortified against breaches trying to get in as it is against anyone or anything trying to leave. We have to find you a way out. So you might as well start by fixing up that car. Just don't break anything in my shop with those soft hands of yours.
It's worth mentioning that unlike my buddy Damien, I don't know if he's ever actually featured in any of my videos, I cannot play claw-handed, so when I mute, I can't unmute unless I have a second. Because, you know, if I pause, it breaks up the flow of what I'm doing. Deal sheet. Out of curiosity, because I never actually checked, because I'm about to get the blueprint. Can I just... Okay, yeah, no, I can't just make it. Alright, door, hair putty. So, fun fact. Repairing crude parts is a waste of putty. Unfortunately, to my knowledge, it's also needed to progress the tutorial. I know there are skips that challenging speedrunners use. I don't know what they are. Why would I ever replace it with a spare tire? This one. I'm so used to my maxed out backpack. Equip the mechanics kit. Or I could be one duct tape short of making it. I don't like stairs anyway. Well, that's unfortunate. Anything else? Nope. Actually, search for critical items in the dumpster. Thanks, game. Outfit the car. Yeah, I'd love to. How do I? Thank you. And it won't let me until I, Because, yeah, I can't even pick up this box, although we're about to, and you're about to get some interesting dialogue.
Oh, there's a little prototype of mine in the garage. The ARC device. Hook it up to your car, wherever it'll fit.
I love the description of this thing. Yeah, no, it is glorious. Riding shotgun with you is perhaps the most ramshackle and yet remarkable example of technology that you've ever seen. It can monitor the zone, ingest anchor energy, and casually teleport the entire car and all its contents a short distance. It may be the work of a genius. It may be extremely illegal stolen technology. Or it may very well be both. And, yeah, no. The description isn't the only thing that sings high praises of this thing.
This beauty won't just be your tour guide. It's your North Star and the only way back to safety. Heck, you should consider it the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit if you plan on staying alive. That's how important this thing will be to you. Yes, that's my very own invention. I'll tell you more about it if you live long enough to use it.
So it's worth mentioning that it's this mission, and on expeditions above, I want to say tier 6, are the ones where you actually have to store everything in the trunk. For everything else, including Whispers in the Woods, you can kind of just have it all on your person. I should point out, picking up a blueprint gives you its logbook entry, as does scanning it. Also, this gas pump has unlimited fuel. Actually. Yeah, if the zone has one thing going for it, it's that the gasoline here is free. That said, I have used so much that the bar is almost empty on my main save. Over 100 hours will do that, and I'm pretty sure the only reason it isn't empty yet is because, you know, of all the times I spent on expedition.
If you're all set, take a look at the projector against the wall.
Alright. Manual. Planning a drive. I've never actually read this, I think. You know, someone on their Discord was saying that the game didn't teach you how to plan a drive. Here's some proof that's not true.
This is the zone. Within these borders, all matter has lost the ability to hold a constant physical state. What that means is the shape, size, and makeup of just about everything constantly changes. A mile of grass can turn into 10 miles of swamp in the blink of an eye, and it does. Constantly. It's caused by something we call instability. We're completely surrounded by it, and once you've watched it chew through entire mountain ranges, you'll understand that you don't want to get anywhere near it. We can only survive in here within pockets of stability. That's what you're standing in now. And that's what you're seeing mapped on the route planner. If we're going to find you a way out of the zone, you'll need to build a new antenna. Until then, you won't be able to detect stabilized routes beyond your immediate area. So, you've got to go hunting for parts, and that means taking a drive. Go on, pick a route. The Arc device in your car will then show you where you need to go.
And you're already seeing why she said we should call it the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Off you go. Make a left out of the garage and follow the access road.
I want to read that other one, but okay. So, on the PC version, you move the map with WASD, you zoom in and out with the mouse wheel, and you move the mouse with the mouse. On console, you move the map with the left stick, you zoom in and out with the right stick, and you move the mouse with, as far as I know, you can't. Oh, wow. So, to go over the whole your car is your shield thing I was just pointing out, the car protects you from hazards.
I'll keep this simple. I don't want to overwhelm that little brain of yours. You'll need a few things to rebuild the antenna at the garage.
First on the list is plasma. The woods are littered with plasma generators. Look for a research trailer or a smoke tower.
That's those antenna things zapping you when you get too close. Both are always accompanied by plasma generators. Looks like it's ripe for the picking. Can't get at it with your hands, though. An impact hammer will do the trick. The ARC device is picking up on some plasma generators nearby. Your headset has a ability to find those materials by any means necessary. No one's coming back ever again, so go on and take what you need. Transports, homes, outpost facilities, they've all been abandoned since the zone was decommissioned in '87. Most of those structures won't even be there the next time the instability scrambles the area. So loot to your heart's content. Just loot away.
Can I talk now, or am I going to get talked over by another NPC? Okay, looks like I can talk. So, a mistake I made on my first playthrough was not taking advantage of the fact that all story junctions have perpetual
Look
stability.
at you, out in the zone all on your own. They grow so fast, don't they? And I'll be back at the helm. Been a long time, old gal. Didn't think we'd talk again after that whole Sasquatch incident.
Yes, I was hoping to go another decade without hearing your voice again. What, did you finally talk Francis to death?
Hello to you too, Bucky. And no, I'm still here.
So is this a gap in their conversation, or is there just some sort of dialogue trigger that I haven't reached? I just realized I picked up everything I need. Oh yeah, so I won't be abusing this particular junction for being perpetual stability. But I will be looting these trailers because Repair Putty is made with a resource called chemicals that, to my knowledge, can only be found here. You can also find them in other places, and I don't think I've ever seen that there before, from Whispers in the Woods. It's also worth mentioning that the junctions here are what's known as semi-randomized. So, if anyone here plays Warframe will understand this, but basically every junction is made up of little components that are arranged in a semi-random way. Like, there is a system to prevent things that can't fit together from trying to fit together. And buildings and locations are arranged, again, somewhat randomly, but in a way that makes sense. Now, story junctions do not follow this. This junction, the first time you come here, will always be the exact same. Can I get through this fence with... If anyone watching this can kick down a chain link fence like that, I want to hear about it in the comments. Oh, hi! These guys are called tourists. Think of them as weeping angels made of... I'm not reading that. Made of nitroglycerin. Then if you hit them with your car, kick them, or throw a lit flare at them.
Hey, driver, I bet you're dying to hear all about the remnants by now.
Can you not? I'm a little busy trying to keep them alive.
I'll keep to the basics, I promise. They deserve to know what they're getting into.
Fine. I'm giving you 60 seconds.
That is not nearly enough time to get...
55 seconds and counting.
Okay. The remnants, in short, they're old objects that do all sorts of weird things. They bind themselves to people, and you're the latest victim. You and the car are inseparable now, so get acquainted. Once the remnant is bound to someone, they become gradually more obsessed with it. It takes over the victim's mind, until they go crazy and run off into the zone with it. No one has ever been able to resist its siren call. That fixation is probably worming its way into your brain as we speak. This is the first time we've ever got our hands on one. But we know all about the past remnants, and oh gosh, this one time materialized as an old copper kettle, and the tea that came out of that thing, it was...
And now I'm splitting the transmissions going to your receiver. Anything critical to your immediate needs will
Broadcast directly and immediately to your radio and headset. Anything not mission critical will be on a low priority frequency. Those transmissions will be recorded and indexed for you to listen to at your leisure. And by low priority, I mean just about everything that comes out of Tobias's mouth.
So, word of advice, scan everything you can. Because there are certain unlocks, and by certain, I mean, let's be real, most of them, that are dependent on you having scanned certain things. One I will spoil, because I don't foresee it happening for quite some time, is the Lazarus device. It is a rack-mounted device, and the first time you die, no, you didn't. You immediately revive it at, I believe it's half health, and the Lazarus device itself breaks. The reason I bring it up is I spoiled a little bit. Is because to unlock it, you have to scan what's known as a remnant ghost, or in other words, you need to die. And with my experience in the zone, that's probably only happening on expeditions, and I don't mess with those.
Looks like you're near one of the old Gorilla radio stations. That ought to be prime pickings for antenna parts. I've loaded its approximate location to your map. Look for an antenna tower up on a hill somewhere.
What was I saying? Also, imagine if, oh, I left this running. Imagine if swapping car parts was that fast in real life. It'd make a killing as a mechanic. With the swap-equipped car parts thing turned on, I can literally fully convert this vehicle into an electric in 5 seconds. Oh yeah, there's an electric engine. I'll also spoil that because I'm probably not going to be using it. Yeah, also, I'll probably be doing a bit of Whispers in the Woods stuff along... I should scan that. It's so dark in here! Alongside the main story. Oh.
Oh, my. Where are our manners? Driver, we never introduced ourselves. Not really. Tobias Barlow, former Artem maintenance manager. Oh, and, here with me is Dr. Francis Cook.
I was a R&D scientist researching limb technology right here in the zone.
We live right in the mid-zone. Just a hop, skip, and a jump over another big old wall from where you're at. Oh, and that old bat over there? That's Dr. Ophelia Turner, former director of research and development herself. The mother of limb technology, the maven of electromagnetism.
That's enough.
Resident party pooper.
Alright, I was saying, oh, wrong button. I was saying that I had discovered that, there seems to be some sort of, noise canceling effect on my headset now. So I don't have to mute it, I just have to shut up. Ooh, computer. Scrapper's probably cooked. Oh yeah, really annoying bug with the ARC map that was introduced, I believe, with the Endless Expeditions update a while ago. Yeah, I'll grab that. It's not like I'll ever really stop needing plasma. If you zoom in the map of the ARC device at all, the positions displayed on it, particularly the car, become extremely inaccurate. I wonder if I can... yeah, it's still early game, I actually need these. I wonder if I can make another ceiling cut and fix that door as well. Because yeah, it's not worth repairing 3 parts, but... Okay, I wasn't using that. But that door is a steel door, and I don't even have those unlocked yet. Yeah, no, something that irks me about Pacific Drive, the tech tree, real quick. By the time you unlock a lot of the endgame stuff, you don't need it. And hell, before the Drive Your Way update that added the difficulty settings, you didn't need it. Ever. I beat the game with like a few armored panels, tier 3 panels, and the rest of the car was tier 2. I didn't even touch the insulated stuff until after I was done with the game. What the hell was I looking for? Oh, right, fuel cap. Now, in the interest of not making this first part, like, forever long, like I said, I'm not going to full loot this junction. However, I will be grabbing all the anchor energy here, because, by God, am I going to need it. In the early section of Pacific Drive, you really can't get enough anchor juice. It still boggles my mind. On my main save, you know, the one with over 100 hours, I have so much anchor energy stockpiled. I burned it all in works. But I still, like, ravenously hunt down anchors. Just out of habit. Also, yeah, 2 reasons I'm not doing jump cuts. First, to beat the, I did some mining off camera accusations before I start. And the second, I keep hearing noises, I swear to God. Oh, that's you.
Time to get moving. The instability's ticking up by the second.
Good luck,
But you can't get back the way you came. The instability makes all routes one way. And that's when my arc device comes into play. It'll get you back to the garage, but it needs to be charged first. And to do that, you'll need anchors. Take a look at the arc device display. It maps all anchors in the nearby area. Find an anchor and feed it to the arc device to charge it. But don't you worry your pretty little head about how it works. You'll be out of here soon, so there's no reason to learn more about LIM technology than you need to know.
Yeah, like I was saying, I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be cutting anything, at least not early on. The other reason is because I simply can't. I can pause the recording, but I'm going to be honest, I'm scared to touch it. And like I said, for Microsoft Clipchamp, the only free editing software that reliably runs this piece of crap, rendering the compiled footage will take like hours and hours and hours. I suppose it's fine if I talk a bit about the tech tree, because when I get back to the garage, you are going to be seeing some of it.
Okay, I'll be right. Look, I keep thinking, the way you're helping our friend here right now seems positively helpful. It seems like me. You're looking to turn a new leaf or something?
The only thing I want to look at is a 12-year-old whiskey. And the back of this breacher's head when I send them packing.
But isn't it worth taking a detour to run just a tiny little test?
Can't think of a worse way to spend my time.
Please. I've seen you manipulate waveforms with your right hand and knock back a double with your left. Or am I to understand you've lost your touch?
What I'm understanding is that you won't shut the hell up until I test this remnant.
Yep.
Fine, stop crowding my frequency.
What? Wait.
Those anchors may look like glowing balls of magic, but it's Limtech
Oh, my
through and
cutter off.
through. Don't be scared. They haven't exploded in anyone's face recently.
So, worth mentioning, the size of the circle on the map, outside of expeditions anyway, determine how much anchor juice that you're going to get from this, and when I pull this, I got lucky this time. Oh, there we go. Anomaly. Anomalies spawn when you pull the anchors. The circle on the map tells you the radius in which this will happen. Again, no, it does that even on expeditions as well. Although expeditions also have the benefit, sorry, the curse of not actually telling you exactly where they are. They just give you a giant radius and go, it's somewhere in that direction. Figure it out.
You'll use it to open a gateway back to the garage, but it will immediately collapse the stability battery. So only activate when you're absolutely ready to leave. You do not want to get caught in the storm that follows.
Yeah, I'm going to screenshot that so I can read it later, but I have a job to do. You know, this right here is the primary gameplay loop of Pacific Drive. You run around, drive around, gathering stuff, and then when you're ready to leave, well, you'll see. Also, yeah, it's worth mentioning, you probably shouldn't be leaving the engine running if you're getting out of the car for any significant length of time. I just have a bad habit from the very efficient engine that's given to you in this recipe. You know, so the way it works normally, because this is a perpetual stability junction which changes the rules, is after a certain amount of time, and the time you have shrinks with every anchor you pull, until it's barely anything when all of them are gone. Like after a certain amount of time, you'll hear a siren, and the yellow light down there will come on, storm warning, and the yellow storm will begin to sweep across the region. It will sweep around in order of priority. If there's an active gateway, although that triggers a separate event known as a gateway storm, which you'll see, it'll close around that. If there is a stabilized access route to other junctions, it'll close around that. If none of these are present, it will close around the center of the map. Well, I should get that scan. I don't need it for anything, but it's right here. Again, if there was another junction I could drive to, this, as the only other checkpoint besides the one I came in on, it would be lit up blue. Anyway, what was I talking about? I had my third concussion 3 months ago. That might be, if anyone's wondering why, I had 2 more scatterbrains than I was in the past. Alright, so, on expedition. Jesus! On expedition. Oh, that's why I can't turn. On expeditions, I can fucking speak. When the storm covers anywhere from half to a quarter of the map, the third sign will go off, the orange storm imminent light will come on, and then the red storm will manifest and slowly sweep across the landscape, chasing the yellow. Outside of expeditions, however, it will wait until after the yellow storm has fully covered a region. And then you'll get the warning and the siren, and then the red storm will sweep across the region under a minute. In other words, you hear that third siren, it's probably already too late, unless they're literally lining up the gateway as we speak. As for gateway storms, it's a lot simpler. You open a gateway, and, drive.
See that glowing pillar in the sky? Drive into it. Yes, it looks like hot death, but it's so much better than getting scrambled by the instability.
So yeah, for gateway storms, it summons the yellow storm immediately, and it's significantly faster than it would normally be. It also immediately summons the red storm, and it is immensely slower than it is normally. And it's worth mentioning that in this specific junction, the first time you come here, it's very slow, both of them.
You're alive.
We're certain if the zone didn't get you, that gateway would. Did I not mention that you're the first human I've sent through that thing? I mean, there have been rodents, but it's not like it's completely untested. But anyway, it worked. So, you should have made it back with everything you collected out there. That's the beauty of the gateway. It's the only way to get back with the models intact. Now, take those parts you found into the back room. I'll let you use my fabrication station. For now. That station will concoct ways for you to rig up anything from roof racks to flare guns. Assembling an antenna with those parts you brought back should be easy as pie, but it requires anchor juice to work its magic, so bring back as many as you can. And just because I haven't used that garage in decades doesn't mean you can trash the place. Mess up my equipment and I'll throw you to the anomalies so quick you'll get whiplash. We clear?
Awesome. So, this is the tech tree. I'll go over this in a second, but first, we gotta build an antenna. If construction was that easy, the building's under construction forever and Los Santos would be finished by now. Anyway, on the tech tree here, you can see various things that you can craft for your garage upgrades. You can also unlock more things. For example, okay, and all that's fine. But what I want, I can go another day without a vanity constructor. Now, oh, let's see. Awesome! I still have enough for the matter deconstructor. Just need 3 more gears. 1, 2, 3. You know, the crafting bench and the fabrication station will pull from lockers and the car as well. Anyway, behold, matter deconstruction technology. Anyway, if I'm not mistaken, after that, you should also... Yeah, the first time I used the dumpster on my original save after building the matter deconstructor, it gave me 3 dumpster pearls. Basically little loot box thingies that you just chuck in the matter deconstructor and get a ton of parts. Ooh, repair putty, that's gonna be handy. Yeah, I know you're not supposed to waste putty on crude parts, but I mean, hey, if you get it for free, you get it for free. Ugh. Oh, shit. I forgot you get a handbrake here.
Make sure to empty your trunk before heading back out. You'll need the space.
Yeah, wait for a second. I'll just take the short way. Ah! Also, yeah, pro tip. Armor the front end of your car before the back one if you have to choose. Ideally, you want both armored, but... You don't, the front end's the one that usually ends up hitting things when you crash. Anyway, can I make anything? Well, good idea. Swap you, and swap you, and swap you. So, fun fact, starting another update, steel panels get a, I believe it's 10% resistance. And parts that are sitting adjacent to another part inherit half of that. And then I can grab this here. And now all I need is a door that I just realized I probably can't craft. Yep. Oh. Wait. So, fun fact about the transfer trunk. As it cannot be put in an inventory, it gets spit out of the vacuum.
And we're patched. Everything's in working shape, more or less. I've hooked up the antenna to the route planner. Give it a look after you're done peeping through my garage.
Oh, right. Use trunk to unload collected materials. So, the driver's checklist there is merely what's recommended. You don't actually have to do any of it. Oh yeah, it's also R3 on console to move everything, all crafting materials from one inventory to another. But by the way, as an example, what I mean by this is recommended. It's asking me to install another door. I physically can't do that.
Ready to make this remnant verification a one-and-done thing? I'm sending you to visit Colossal Cappy. If that old anomaly doesn't induce electromagnetic resonance in your car, then we're free from Tobias's fever dreams and we can get you out of here. With that antenna fixed, you can now detect stabilized road junctions in the outer zone. You've got a stable route heading straight to Cappy's front door, but the energy readings are off the roof. I advise you not to take the zone lightly. You better gear up or you may not survive the trip. Which would make my life easier, so your call.
So installing the antenna gives you a visibility of this junction, this junction, this junction, and this junction. And tells you that there are junctions here, here, and here. Oh, and up here. Driving to this junction, which you have to do, it's the junction I drove to initially, gives you sight line to this junction and this junction. Oh, hold on. Sorry about that, my grandmother needed help with her phone. Yeah, to uncover these junctions, it's very simple. Drive to the junction that links to it. You'll see that some of these link to more than one junction. Drive to either of them. Like, for example, driving to this junction uncovers both of these. Driving to this junction uncovers both of these, but not this one. Anyway, I'm going to keep things short and sweet because I have to go to my eye appointment soon. Oh, right. Wow, I forgot how damn weak the carburetor engine was. So when driving to junctions, you don't just choose your destination. Like, I'm holding X right now and I'm not going anywhere. What I need to do is go to one of these junctions, and I'll be choosing E4 because merely visiting it will uncover this. See, undiscovered, successfully returned from a connected junction to discover. And I'll be right now. It's worth mentioning, that blue number is how many K-lim you need to return. So I could, even though my destination's E1, I could just grab 1 K-lim's worth of anchors in E4 and then open a gateway back. But in E1 here, Sierram, although it doesn't earn that title yet. Oh wait, no, Junction E1, Sierram. They changed the interface a while ago. I would need 2 K-lim. Although, I won't be collecting anchors in that junction because A, it's friggin' huge, and B, well, you'll see. Oh, it's also worth mentioning that you don't need to leave through a gateway, if you open one. On one occasion, just to see what would happen, I opened a gateway and then just drove through the junction exit I was next to, and it simply let me out. Well, at the very least, I can grab this one. By the way, the zone timer isn't active until I drive away from this and these lights turn red. Now, I'm getting ahead of myself here, but in Whispers in the Woods, that is not the case. Like the zone timer, because the devs claim the instability storm's still a threat there, although I haven't seen it personally, would still tick. Wouldn't tick until it turns red. The Whispering Tide gauge, not really a spoiler, you learn about it in the first 5 minutes, does not care about that.
You know what my favorite remnant was? The record player. You remember Francis? You play records normally, but then every now and then you hear weird voices. Like that one time it was my 5th grade lunch lady.
This again.
The sooner I get this out of my system, the sooner you can have some peace and quiet.
Fine.
Hey, atta girl. Oh boy. Hey, driver, listen.
Of all the legends, of all the stories that have spawned in the zone, trust me, there are so many. Remnants, one of the best.
I'll start from the beginning. In 1964, strange objects began appearing throughout the zone. They were shabby, cast-off things that were imbued with strange properties. A broken microwave that froze food instead of warming it. A rusty can of paint that produced every color in existence. Always so out of place that people were irresistibly drawn to them.
Yeah, you know, like a mysterious car in the forest, right?
Getting part introduction part 2 there. In a second now.
Tobias mentioned that the remnants bind themselves to people, like the cars done with you, and how that led to obsession. These obsessions always started innocently, a sudden interest in model train sets or collecting old road signs.
The objects themselves would exhibit anomalous properties, but what didn't in the zone, right? That in itself wasn't cause for alarm. But these fixations would only grow worse, until its victims could think of nothing else but the remnant. And they always ended with spiraling into madness and disappearing in mad chase after something. Sorry, driver.
I left the subtitles on screen!
Could the remnants' victims still be out there somewhere? I mean, we never heard from them again, but...
Why is my encoder shitting itself? Okay, there we go. CPU.
It doesn't mean they all died, right?
If the madness didn't kill them, the zone did. Anyway, it's been 20 years since the last remnant sighting. We thought they were long gone.
Until you found the car.
Oh, hey, 1.2k left. It's also only in the Endless Expedition, and I think Whispers in the Woods, where the anchors are worth 1k left exactly. This thing kills the car.
I wonder if you're already feeling the remnants' effects.
Driver, have you been fixating on the car, maybe?
If only we knew where remnants came from. Then we'd have a place to start on how to help you. This is no typical anomaly.
Right, yeah. The anomalies we know, they're creepy, crawly, and weird. Like visible manifestations. The remnants were the only ones that wormed its way into your brain. There's something much more.
Yeah, off-roading kind of sucks at first because you're driving on summer tires that are made for pavement, pretty much exclusively. Overloading because of the nature of the remnants. Yeah, the visual effects on the screen are too much for the encoder to handle. Oh, by the way, for anyone looking to get into this game, I've said that a few times now, they might have heard that you can't save and quit in the middle of a run. That's not true anymore. Although it's worth mentioning, you probably shouldn't do it in motion, and you probably shouldn't do it while standing far away from the car. Basically, for the game's coordinate system, there's a coordinate system for the car, and then there's a coordinate system for the player. And the player uses the car as a reference. No idea why it's like this, but that's just what I heard. I don't even necessarily know if that's true anymore, by the way. But this means if you're far away from the car, your position isn't very precise due to floating point errors. Now for that. It's the same reason why, if anyone's ever played Subnautica, the further away you get from Life Pod 4's original spawn point, the more wiggly your goggles become. Alright, so anyway, moving on to other junctions. It's pretty simple. You find an access road, you drive through it. Then you can go to any connected junction. I can go up here to E1, I can go up here to this one, E3 if it was discovered. I can't go here because it's discovered. The dead end doesn't actually stop you from entering, it's just a warning. And the only way back is a zone stabilizer. If they spawn, that's luck-based, and death. When people keep driving into these and wondering why they can't get out, it's like, gee, I wonder. Maybe pay attention to the giant red warning. Alright, it's 1:20. I have to go to my eye appointment soon, so we're going to make this brief. Well, as brief as possible. Yep, here's the loading screens I'm more used to. Still faster, though. Yeah, on my main save, you should see the loading times with Whispers in the Woods. It's nuts.
God, Sierra. Never wanted to think about this place ever again. Outdoor town. Colossal Cappy is smack dab in the middle of where Sierra used to be. You can't miss it.
I hate left rights. If I had to sum them up briefly, did you like having control of your car? I hope not. Upside. Upside is they can't activate abilities. There we go. This way, yep. Cut across here. Oh yeah, since I'm here... Oh, that's a long-ass log entry. Oh, got to put the car in gear. That's an old mistake I keep making. Fun fact, if you hit the gas without putting the car in gear 20 times, you get an achievement. I'm just saying that because it's not going to pop. I already have it. Again, I should be looting these trailers, but I just do not have the time right now. Alright, time for things to get interesting. Oh. Oh, there's another setting you can turn on. The car won't start if it's in gear. I'd turn it on for shits and giggles. Anyway, dialogue. Ow. So anyway, that's going to be all for this video. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to like and subscribe. It'd really help out. I'll see you all next time.